Here is Barkley, left side, big hole, Saquon Barkley! Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you had 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap, Moss the block. Burrow going deep, he's got him! Touchdown! Ja'Marr Chase!
LeBron leaked out, they didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in! Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer! 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts.
Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again, all the way back. Turning the corner, fires downfield, caught, touchdown.
Timeout, SGA. Probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit, throw. Oh, come on! Justin Jefferson, you gotta be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history.
Edwards puts up a three. It's good! Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore.
Is it practice? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. At both ends.
Can y'all hear me now? My apologies. I was muted. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props. This is the sharp side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. 2-0 day for me. Double parlay cash, Jalen Johnson and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think we should be good now. Someone give me someone give me a comment if y'all can hear me now. We good to go? All right, yeah. So 2-0 day yesterday. Double parlay with Giannis and Jalen Johnson both cashed, and then we had a points parlay with Brunson and Maxey that both cashed. We have 2 plays out officially right now, and then definitely have some leans I want to go over. Let's pull up props.cash here. Okay, we'll take this full stream. And then we'll go talk about the NBA first, and then we'll get into the NFL. Going to be doing both the NFL and NBA today on this stream. Not going to do anything later. Miss Herway, appreciate you tapping in, saying we're good, low. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets this morning. Props.cash, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes and the retweets. John, Miss Herway, Desmond, Sosa, Ross. Appreciate all of y'all. Rubber Band, rah. A lot of y'all tapping in. Zoe, appreciate y'all this morning. Appreciate all the engagement. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Let's get right into today's slate. First game is going to be Cleveland versus Utah. I do have a play in this game. It's going to be Sam Merrill. This line has moved. It opened 11.5. I played it at 12.5. Now sitting at 13.5. Let me see if there's any. Yeah, there's a couple 12.5 left. I was able to get this 12.5 even money this morning. It did open up 11.5 juice to the over. I do know some people got it at that price. Larry, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate y'all for tapping in this morning. So, yeah, my first official play, let me add this to the banner, is Sam Merrill over 12.5 points. Also like his threes, but the price is going up. So just as his points prop has gone up, the threes price is going up as well. That's really why I decided to pivot here to points opposed to threes. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, Sam Merrill, first one there. This game is most likely going to be a blowout. I think I saw the spread 13, 14 right now. I did see Nurkic is going to be available to play. Also, this game is in Cleveland, right? Yeah, this game is in Cleveland. Keontae played better at home than away. That's very obvious. I think the same can be said about Lauri Markkanen. I think a big part of that is they stay more competitive. No, Lauri has been very stagnant. 63 each way. What about losses of 10 plus for Lauri, though? Those definitely don't look as good. I do think that they blow him out. I like Merrill's threes if you want to go that route, but if you wanted to lay something like bot down, I'd go 10 plus over the 3 threes. You basically just need a layup if you believe the 3 threes are going to happen, but you could also get there with, 2 threes and a couple of buckets. Outside of the Merrill look, there's not going to be a lot I like in this game, just because I do think this one's a blowout. And I hate to bake that into like my projections. Allen's dominated in the blowouts. Like, this is a difficult matchup. Not difficult, but not cupcake. Difficult, cupcake. Depends on who played. Cupcake. Depends on who played. Assuming Duren played. That's a difficult matchup. Dean Wade, I think, is the only player out for Cleveland. I don't know how you wouldn't like Jared Allen over his points. I do know how. You're scared of his minutes. You're scared of his minutes. That's the biggest thing that I'm afraid of right now. That's the biggest thing that I'm afraid of right now. Have these two teams played each other? Oh, didn't they just play each other? I just saw Rudy and no, they didn't. They didn't. No, they haven't played this year. I forget who I'm thinking of. Maybe it was Minnesota. Yeah, it was Minnesota. Rudy Gobert used to play there. Yeah. Allen double-double. I love it and hate it at the same time. Let me explain. If we're 24 to 34, I love it versus Utah, 100%. If we're 20 to 26, yeah, even 20 to 28, I don't like it. Allen's tough because of the minutes. I will say though, like, in the blowout wins, it doesn't look bad. Now let's go with Mobley there. Yeah, it's green as fuck. You like Mobley under his points. I could maybe get behind that. 19.5. They're terrible in transition, but decent in they're good in the restricted area. I could see it. I guess his matchup will be Markkanen, right? This is kind of the minutes I think we get out of him. 27 to 35. John Collins has been playing incredibly well. I'm not mad at anything, John Collins. Okay, I like Mobley's under. I do lean that way as well. Let me do a little bit of price shopping and then... Oh, I've already got it open over here. 1 second. Give this a refresh. One second here. Mike Jones, appreciate you. Oh, that's Sosa's tweet. If y'all tapped into calling the shots this morning, you got definitely a good bit of plays in the NBA and NFL. Yeah, Evan Mobley is what I want to see here. 19.5, 125 at DK. 19.5, 130 at Prop Builder, 125 at Bet Rivers. I'm actually going to run this. I hope I don't regret it. And I don't think I want to pair the boards under. Utah allows a lot of rebounds. Do they allow a lot to the position? 23rd in rebounds. Yep, I'm just going points. I'm going to run this. I'm going to run this at Bet Rivers. Minus 125. I'm going to go a unit. To win a unit, I should say. I'm sorry. Evan Mobley under 19.5 points. There's no Garland questionable. There's no questionables, right? We're coming off of a day's rest. Max Strus, Dean Wade. I'm cool with both of those. Like, I don't think that's really affecting my. Yeah, no. I'm running this under 19.5 minus 125. Somebody's got to bet the unders. All right, let me get that out. I do really like that. Just ran it, Evan Mobley. Smoke. That's my cat if y'all hear him bitching. All right, moving on. We got Mobley. Let me get that to the banner. I don't have the Sam Merrill play or the Cooper Flag play. I'm just going to give y'all on the banner everything I've got so far. Sam Merrill, Cooper Flag over 4.5 assists. And now Evan Mobley under 19.5 points. Save show. Wifey, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweets. J Main, what's up, brother? Appreciate you tapping in this morning. Just added my third play, Evan Mobley under 19.5 points, minus 125. Going through the rest of this game, don't want to touch Donovan Mitchell in a potential blowout. I don't want to bet anything DeAndre Hunter. He's banned. That being said, since I bet Sam Merrill today, DeAndre Hunter most likely has an incredible game. I won't be betting on him, though. All right, that's going to do it for that Utah-Cleveland game. Let's move on to Philly versus Toronto. Joel Embiid, I do believe, is going to play. Think he sat out the front end of a back-to-back in the last one, so he'd be healthy for this one. We've seen a lot of line movement in this number going from 23.5 minus 125 up to 25.5 now. I no longer have any interest in the current price here. If this were to come back to like a 25 plus over 24.5 minus 120, I would again find some value there. But at the current prices, I want nothing to do with it. Do lean over the 8.5 rebounds here. I mean, he'll be matching up against Sandro or let me see the other guy's name. Like, that's how bad it is. Colin Murray Boyles. That's who they may be starting. He played 42 minutes in the last game. As you can see, when they were healthy, he was a non-existent player. Now he's going to be asked to not only play big minutes, but guard Joel Embiid, who, say what you want about Joel, defensively, he's fallen off of a cliff. He can give anybody 30 on any given night still. So still like the Joel Embiid stuff. I just didn't get the best price. And y'all know me, like if I feel like a line's moved too much, I'm not going to just chase it. This line moves too much farther, you'd be looking at an under, like a 27, 28.5. Do also lean over Maxi's points in this game. He had 38 versus this same team yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday. I am well aware that Joel Embiid did not play in that game. Now, I don't know if this is noise, what it is, but With Joel Embiid this season, he's over in 76% of games played. That's with Joel. Without Joel, it's only 56% of games played. Okay. And we're not talking about super small samples here. Okay. We're not talking about super small samples. 18 and 17 game samples. So similar amount of games, and he's played better when there's someone else on the floor that the defense has to worry about. Now, that being said, there's only been a few games. This might be the second game, possibly third, where you've seen Oubre, Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid all on the floor at the same time. I'm well aware of that as well. I think it's happened once or twice. Let's go with. It's happened twice this season. One, he only played 28 minutes in what I can only assume was a blowout versus Washington. The second game, he played 38 minutes. He scored 29 points. So not a lot to go off of here in terms of sample size. I still like Maxey over his points. I like Maxey over 27.5 a lot. Haven't bet it yet. I think this game stays competitive. I do really like the Maxey overlook in this game. Hold on. We got some news. Micah Parsons assumes to be back next week by week 3 or 4. M. Knight, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like. Trying to rob FanDuel. Appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the like and the retweets. No new injury news, so we'll keep it moving. No new injury news, so we'll keep it moving. Let's go here. If we are looking at Philly, we have to look at anybody on the other side who is a heavy pick and roll ball handler. Yeah, and I liked Quickly yesterday. He scored 20. I like the over 17.5. I will say here, John, there's too much going on right here for me to bet on Quickly. Jakob Poeltl, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram all could return, and all will have major implications on his usage. And not only his usage, but how he will be attacking the other team. Like if Jakob Poeltl's there versus Sandro. There's too much going on in this game for me to openly attack Emmanuel Quickly in any capacity. We'll have to wait closer to tip off to play anything there. I think that is going to kind of wrap it up for me in this game. I want to see who's actually playing. And I'm willing to play whatever the market assumes to be the correct price after everything's settled. Let's move on to Boston Indian, guys. This one gets no easier. There's barely any lines up. Jaylen Brown is doubtful, so I would approach the game as he does not play. I do believe Sam Hauser and Andrew Nembhard are true questionables in this game. Benedict Mathurin is still out. Obi Toppin, Isaiah Jackson, all are still out. Josh Minott, I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, is still out as well. Trying to rob FanDuel. What's up? Appreciate you tapping in today, man. I don't have thoughts in this game. Like, you obviously think, what about Simon's points and threes? That line's inflated without JB there. And I don't think they play a massive drop. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't watched a lot of Jay Huff defense. They're 22nd first pick and roll ball handlers, but they're first from above the break, so they're clearly not playing a massive drop. Actually, just thinking back now, I think they're one of the few teams that'll still switch a lot of these. Okay. I don't like anything in this game. And this is something like you truly have to know when you have an edge and when you don't. I don't have an edge in this game. Peyton Pritchard, what respectfully? What has Peyton Pritchard done that you're like, yeah, let's bet on him? I just respectfully, no. Are you talking about the under? Because that still scares me, but I would be a lot more intrigued with the under. M. Knight, appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate the retweets, brother. Appreciate the retweets. Yeah, there's nothing here that tells me to bet Peyton Pritchard overs. Absolutely nothing. Like 22.5. I know JB down. I know no Brown. Without JB this season, 20 and 33. Without JB last season, under in 17 of 19. without JB and Brown, 10, 15, and 34. Let's see what the minutes were in those two games. 34 minutes, 35 minutes. So he only went over versus Charlotte. I don't like it, bro. And I think that's why I don't like it. Like, I've attacked this angle before. It's under in 3 of its last 5. I don't have nothing on it. I got no reads, not on the point side. Let me click through the assists. Okay. Do you want to talk to me about assists? Although they're 7th in assists allowed, so I really don't like that either. Nah, bro. I got nothing for you, John. If you like it, I'm not going to talk you off of nothing. I wouldn't talk you off of an over. I guess not. I mean, I don't have a good read to talk you off of it. 22.5 feels crazy to me. He did have 29 in a matchup versus them this season with Jaylen Brown. They did win that game by 18. Let me go here, and let me filter to this and this. No, I don't like that either. Just spitballing? Okay. I mean, if I were spitballing, I think 22, 23.5 is too much. I would run that joint. I would run the under. Not if I had to. Like, I'm not betting anything, but Ball, we'll talk more about Ball. That line is interesting. I looked at it this morning. I'm a universal, like, under better. Like, I feel like I run a lot more unders than most people. I looked at it this morning and couldn't get there. Brooklyn, Dallas. Look, we got to drink the juice here, but I really like it. Where the fuck is Cooper Flag at? Look, man, I know we got to lay a minus 150 on this. It's worth it. It's worth the minus 150. I actually graded this minus a 154 just to be a little, give a little bit of extra value because I think it's playable there. No AD. Brooklyn, if you know anything about Brooklyn, they're going to blitz, pick and roll, him in the pick and roll. They're going to do what they can to get the ball out of his hands. I think there's actually ladder potential here. If I come back with like a later alt line, I think this is where I would be up to 8. He had 11 potentials. I think that's like a floor tonight. No AD. Like, I really think 11 is going to be a floor. So then he's over in 4 of 6. Not a big hit rate, not a big sample size, but keep in mind it's very specific to how this team plays, and he did it versus this team already. So I like Cooper Flag up to 7+ assists, maybe even 8+ assists. That is my only official play so far in this game. I do see we have a request on Claxton boards. Claxton under rebounds, no AD, no Gafford. He had 10 in the matchup versus them earlier this season. Struggled recently. I know Sharp's got some extra run. We've got no PJ, no Lively, no Davis. Ross, do you care to elaborate a little bit? Is there a reason you like it, like, that I'm not seeing? Or is it just you like it because it's not cashed in 7 of the last 10, which is a perfectly good reason. I just don't like the matchup for me. That's what it is. Like, and if you see his minutes there, like if he's in that 27 to 31 run, I'm a little worried versus Dallas. No Anthony Davis. Plus, he had 10 in the last matchup versus them. And I'm an under better too, so like, yeah, no, I'm gonna probably stay off of that. Just don't like the matchup. Like, that PR is super tempting to me. I won't lie to you. Also, do we have Michael Porter Jr. news? Oh, and they're sitting everybody. Like, they're down. They sat Zaire Williams, Igor Demon, and Cam Thomas. I think the Nets are making a trade today. I think that, well, the other thing, they might wait till the 15th because I think Kuminga's part of the deal and Kuminga can't get traded until the 15th. But if you've already kind of got a line in place, why even risk the injury? Like, if you already know you're getting what you want, him going out here and putting up 30 is not going to, like, benefit the trade value. So I think they just sit him. I could see Cam Thomas getting moved too. Radon or Dayron. See, I think Sharp should be playing some more minutes. It does parallel an RA for Sharp over would pair well with a Claxton under. You said RAs. I'm not mad at it. Let me go to pardon me. Let me go to my model. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Nets are playing Dallas. Sharp. RAs. I'm at 10.56. Okay, most numbers are 9.5. Not a lot of books open. Let's look at the rebounds straight up. 6.5. What do I make the rebounds? $7.65. Good number to the over. Damn it. Let me give you the Claxton numbers too. Claxton rebounds. I am at 7.54. Ross, yeah. Ross, I will say the models there. This was 8.5, right? Yeah, it's juiced to the under. The model's there too. I'm just worried about the AD being out. I will say the model is there. The model is here for the Sharp over as well, which, I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. I'm going to move on, but I'll circle back. I really would like to wait for lineups in this game, but I do like the Sharp over and the Claxton under. I would be afraid that Sharp somehow gets traded today, though, off of this Nets team, and now I'm stuck with Claxton running 38. Yeah, let's look at that closer to tip-off. I do really like both of those reads. Klay Thompson's threes, I think, is worth a look. I think it pairs really well with Cooper Flagg's assists. They played this year. He made 3 on 7 attempts in just 20 minutes, which is like, what he should play tonight. I would say probably 20 to 27, 28 tonight. I think 17 would be ultra conservative, maybe 17 to 29, kind of conservative on each end. I don't think he plays more than 29. What's the impact been without Anthony Davis? You are playing a 140 here, it looks like, at best, unless you're at Profit X. Jay Main says under Najee's rebounds. I'll go over Najee next. I don't hate that look. It's like a Prize Picks look. I don't hate it. Aren't they like 30th to catch and shoot? No, they're 28th to spot up, but they're middle of the pack versus catch and shoot. That's right. I do remember that dynamic. They're also really good versus pull up, but we don't see him do much pull up. Storch, I love you, buddy. That's the second time today you've asked me to bet on somebody that's not playing. Cam Thomas is out. Igor Demon is out as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, most people that Prize Picks isn't available in my state either. But these, when you see these like 2-man slip stuff, that's like DFS. Yeah, no, I might just go live at 6 p.m. and revisit. I feel like that's got to be the goal for the next couple days. Let me shop Clay's threes a little bit. I'm not saying I'm getting there, but I'm not saying I'm not. Maybe he's in a threes leg today. 140, 139 at Rivers is the best price I see outside of 120 at ProfitX. I bet the liquidity is a couple dollars. Night Fox, appreciate you tapping in, Brody. Appreciate you tapping in. T, appreciate you tapping in as well. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. All right, I'm going to move on from this threes look, but I'll probably have it in a little lay. We had a request on Najee's boards, and then any other requests y'all have, feel free to throw them in there, but I do encourage you to look over the injury report. Storch says, laugh out loud, my bad. You're all good, bro. You're all good. Just look over the injury report if you haven't already, because there's a lot going on today. Najee rebounds under 3.5. Let's go no AD, no PJ. And then Lively been out, so that doesn't really matter. What was the score of that Chicago game, and why did he play 24 minutes? Because they got whooped. No opinions on Najee's rebounds. Actually, what's Najee's threes at, bro? Yeah, let's go no AD. Hold on. First of all, 2.9 on the season. Okay. Boom, boom. 5. Tight spread, blowout game. 4 is a lot for 24 minutes. Not gonna lie. Naji Marshall, 2 threes at plus 178. I don't think it's a bad bet. Yeah. I like Najee's threes more than his boards. I know the boards was a rebound look. I like his threes over plus 178 more, little quarter unit, half a unit. All right, let's move on to the Lakers versus the Kings. I'm a Lakers fan. I know the spread's like 9-10. It'll be a competitive game. The Lakers may cover and win the game by 10 points, but if they do it, it'll be on some like late fourth quarter, Luka, Braun, pull away. Like I'm telling you, as a Lakers fan, at halftime, I'll be sweating this game. I promise you, at halftime, I'll be sweating this game. So I'm not afraid to stay off of this at 9.5, at the 9.5 spread. Let's talk about the injury report. Obviously, Reeves is still out. Sabonis is still out. Keegan Murray is still out. Dennis Schroeder is suspended for at least another game, if not 2. That really makes up the big injuries. Ayton in his last 10. So JJ has been, like, his minutes have been all over the place. Part of it's effort. Part of it, I think, might be matchup. Part of it might be this, the Lakers have been in some high spread games recently. And he does seem like the first to get pulled in those scenarios. Last night versus the Bucks, though, just 24 minutes. That's a couple nights ago. But versus the Bucks, just 24 minutes, as you can see there. Game was pretty competitive. The Lakers lost by 4. I will say versus San Antonio, we got whooped. And this is a get-right spot for the Lakers as well, so keep that in mind. Is Sacramento on a back-to-back? Yeah, Sacramento's on a back-to-back, and this is like – it feels like a must-win for the Lakers. At least JJ does. At least JJ hates DeAndre Ayton right now. That's for sure. Minutes have been super sporadic. Yeah. He did have 2 good games there, you see, versus Memphis and the Pelicans. I thought he was kind of like turning the page in that book. Look, as a Lakers fan, I need him to start playing better. Shakir, you must be a Lakers fan as well because you're right. Look, we need him to play better, right? Like we need it. We need it. If we want to do anything in the playoffs, we gotta give him minutes so he can get better. And Jackson Hayes isn't going to cut it. Ayton's ceiling is higher than Hayes' ceiling, so we got to get there. No plays officially on him. Those are my thoughts. Luka, this line was 35.5. Like, I can't play it versus the Sacramento defense. It does feel a little high. He's actually rebounded and assisted the ball quite well recently. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I was running not even on like some release shit, just some like personal FanDuel gave me a boost shit where I would run him for like 8 and 8, and he was selling like crazy. It looks like he kind of has hit his groove with rebounds and assists and things of that nature. But I'm still not betting it. If anything, the three's over. This would be my look right here. Over 3.5 minus 125. I think the game stays competitive. You see, they played once this season. He had 5 threes. I do believe that was with LeBron, no Reeves. Let me confirm. Yeah, that was with LeBron, no Reeves. So this is my favorite Luka look for tonight. I might actually say, fuck it, let's run it. Okay, so John, that's spoken as a true Lakers fan. Ayton's floor is higher than Hayes' ceiling. Yes, we've been there, done that. That's for sure. $118 at Caesars and FanDuel. I'm running Luka over his threes, actually. I don't care who plays. This is the volume I expect. I'm running this right now at FanDuel. Let me bet it and then let me NBA again. I don't think the Lakers are running away with this one. I would be shocked. 4+ is minus 115. Go ahead and lock that in. Luka Doncic 4+ threes minus 115 at FanDuel. Go ahead and lock that in. Little better price than the over 3.5. Let me get this out real quick. Actually, let's not. You guys want to climb the ladder tonight? Y'all cool with 5? Y'all cool with 5 too? We could invest 1.5 unit, so it's not like massive. Climb our way up to 5. Let me see the best 5+ I can get. Looks like FanDuel at plus 200. Do I want to go a quarter unit there? Let's do this. Let's run this straight. All right, I got this in. I'm not betting the 5+ yet. I'll probably do a little stream lay. 3s lay at the end of stream. Yeah. All right, let's move. I like Luka. I like the 3s. Let's talk about Braun here because Braun's played incredibly well. Wanted to look at the PAs. You see it without Reeves. He only had 29 in the matchup versus Sacramento. 24 points, just 5 assists. He also played just 28 minutes. Let me go to the mobile app real quick. Lakers won that game by 24 points. Good for them. Matty B, I like that. Najee 3s paired with John Collins 3s. I'm okay with that. John Collins has been playing out of his mind. I kind of like the LeBron's PRA look. I like the LeBron's points look. 23.5. Are there any 22s out there? A lot of 22s out there. Westbrook 15 plus tonight. He does hate the Lakers. Just played that exact play. Which one did you play, John? I'm gonna come back to LeBron. I think I'm gonna run his points over as well as the Luka joint. Let me get that Luka up as well. Yeah, got that Luka joint up. Okay. So keep in mind, Schroeder is out. He's dealing with the suspension. I don't know how to feel about Levine and DeMar, but we can talk about Westbrook. Why not have a little bit of fun? What are we even talking about? They're not going to stop him from scoring, assisting, rebounding. They're not going to stop him from shit. I'm not mad at the PRA look, Shakur. I run that PRA look. Yeah, he's gonna cook. I want to run something small on the dub and something small on the trip dub. I want to run something small on the double and something small on the triple double. Hold on, I'm actually going to run this. Let me see. I'm going to go to, I might just run this both at FanDuel and track it versus those. That's more than fair. 230. Damn, I can get it 270 at MGM. Yeah. All right. Wait. I'm gonna get a write up out for Westbrook here because I'm gonna do a couple different things. I like all the Westbrook overs. He is gonna cook the Lakers. I like all the Westbrook overs. I'm not gonna put anything down for now. I'm going to get a write up out for that. I'm thinking I'm going to just sprinkle double and triple double, but I'm gonna play around with building it and things of that nature. So I don't want to spend all that time on stream. I'll shop around afterwards. Malik Monk, same kind of idea here. Boom, boom. I mean, we can even go here. Just one game this season with all three of them out. Over in 5 of 8. Minutes are more sporadic. He had 26 versus Houston. I do lean over Malik Monk. Should play 25 plus minutes, right? Malik should sail to 25 plus minutes. Back to back. Yeah, I lean over Malik. Nothing official there, but I do lean over. I like Westbrook slightly better, but I like the Malik stuff too. Yeah, that's gonna call it for me though. That's all I have in this one. Let's move on to Charlotte versus the Clippers. Very good defensive rebounding team in Charlotte. Zoo's under his rebounds in 2 straight. Detroit, Brooklyn. I would argue just as difficult of a matchup tonight. Is Kalkbrenner out? No, Kalkbrenner's playing. Diabate should start, though. They don't allow a bunch of offensive rebounds, especially to centers, I believe. Total rebounds second, centers second. Is it a good time to buy low? Or sell high, I should say. Clippers are 4-point favorites at home. Kawhi is a game-time decision, which could potentially lead to a bigger role, maybe some more offensive rebounds. Okay, yeah. LaMelo, I can't bet anything. His minutes are sub 28, but he's a certified Chuck in those 28 minutes. Like, this is what you're getting. He's under it most of the time. I don't even consider this like a good matchup, right? I do not believe he plays more than 29 minutes tonight. What do I think about Kawhi's points? Let me think about that. I wouldn't bet the under. I don't know if I'd bet the over, but I wouldn't bet the under. Let me give you Kawhi numbers. Kawhi Leonard, 28.35. 28.35. Would lean over the 26.5 for sure. I mean, almost 28.5. Lean over there for sure. Brandon Miller, let me pull it up and then I'll tell you where I'm currently at. Brandon Miller. We got Bridges and Sexton both questionable. Obviously going to benefit him a lot if they don't go. Honestly, Brandon Miller might walk to 30 tonight. Wow. I like Brandon Miller's over. I don't know if it's official play, but I like the points in the threes over. I think you're going to get good volume from Brandon Miller tonight from behind the arc. You bet that and pray Miles Bridges doesn't play, but I like it regardless. John Collins hasn't played incredibly well recently. I know a couple people in the stream wanted to run his over 1.5 threes. Over this line of 9 of his last 10, plus 138. I will say there's been some very efficient nights here. 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 2 for 2, 3 for 5, 3 for 5, 3 for 5, 5 for 8. Incredibly efficient. Definitely do some aggression. Like right now, his 3-point percentage is probably better than Curry has ever finished the season. So do some regression, but I do think the volume will be there tonight. I think the minutes will be solid, especially if there's no Kawhi. I like this with or without Kawhi. Doesn't look good in a small sample without Kawhi, actually, but I would still like it either way. 100% would like it either way. Ever since the Zubac injury, he took on a new role, and even since Zubac has returned, he's still kind of ironed out a pretty positive spot for himself here. So yeah, I like the John Collins threes. James Harden gave him 50, if you remember that. I think Kawhi missed. No, I think Kawhi played. Harden gave him 55 earlier this season. That was without Kawhi. No Kawhi again tonight. Just bet him for 30 plus. Sit back and relax. What are the rebounds at? Any requests in this game? I think I'm going to wrap it up with nothing. We'll move on to the NFL. I got a spot or two I like there, and then we'll get up out of here. NFL, one game tonight. Steelers versus Pittsburgh. 2 plays. Need to get this out to the court as well. I'm willing to pay whatever the price is now. There is a over 4.5 minus 145 currently. Like that, Kenneth Gainwell receptions minus 140 at the score. 1 unit, not 1.5 unit. Risk 1 unit. Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 receptions minus 140. Lock that in. Nico Collins' longest reception. We'll 100% look into it. So we played Gainwell over 4.5 receptions. You can see his last 5 weeks, 7, 7, 7, and 9 targets, a 4 of floor. I do believe we have a 4 of floor today in terms of his targets. I think we are closer to that 7 number. These are his numbers on the season with 4 more targets over in 8 of his last 10. I think this is the kind of the volume that we're going to expect from him tonight. He's averaging 5.3 receptions per game throughout that stretch. So really like the Gainwell receptions over my favorite play of the day for sure. Second play I'm going to have for today is going to be Connor Hayward anytime touchdown. I used my FanDuel boost. Only bet 0.1 units on this, but I do think he's going to get the shove today. If they get anywhere near the 1 or 2 yard line, you can see they've run it a lot more recently. Red zone rush attempts 1, 2, 0, 0, and 2 in the last 5 games. If we get those 1 or 2 rush attempts, I really like Hayward to score here. Again, just a 0.1 unit on a long shot there for Connor Hayward. And I used a boost. I probably wouldn't have even bet it without a boost. So those are the 2 plays that I like there. Now we can just go through any requests. First one I saw was Nico Collins' longest reception, I believe. Nico Collins' longest reception. Odds are painted 24.5. I would go to the FanDuel and bet that they give you alts on this, right? Like I love him for 20 tonight. I think 24 is close to efficient. I really do. 25 is close to efficient. Lean over there, but I really think that's a good number. And in terms of, I think the market set a good number there. Aaron Rodgers, no opinions. This Houston defense is really good. I think Pittsburgh's going to try to maintain time of possession. Then when we speak on CJ Stroud, it's more of a, I hope the defensive prowess from Pittsburgh steps up tonight in a playoff game and they get basically what they need out of him. Keep CJ under 225, win this game 17-14. I think Pittsburgh's going to try to maintain time of possession as long as they can, giving CJ as few opportunities as possible. Gainwell, been more of the receiving back here, so I wouldn't really touch his rushing yards. He could break one or two long ones. You saw last week, 67% of snaps, just 5 rushing attempts. Think he'll be in for a lot of passing downs and a lot of blocking downs, but not so much on the rush. Jaylen Warren, on the other hand, is their rushing back, which is funny because last year he was their receiving back, but he only had – he had 5 targets last week to, what did I say, Gainwell 7. So more of their dual back, but he only played 37% of the snaps. So obviously less snaps, still decent target share, and got the majority of the rushes. Rushing, receiving, I think this is an efficient number. It's not something that I would be personally attacking. Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, nothing for me on either one of those two players. I think the Pittsburgh rush defense is going to do their best to keep him under 60, 70 yards. I haven't been a great defense all season, but I thought they did okay last week versus a more superior opponent in Derrick Henry. Henry had 126 yards. I don't think that's a terrible game because he also had 2 big ones, I believe, rushing long. Historical. Yeah, Derrick Henry had a 41. Now, see, that is what Pittsburgh could absolutely give up. I do kind of like Woody Marks' longest rush over 11.5. Really no opinions on his rush yards because if this is a knockdown, drag-out fight and Pittsburgh has a lead late, I don't want to be depending on late rushes. I do like a longest rush. Him to get 12, 14, 15 yards, very plausible. That would be like my rushing prop lean if I had to give you one. Receiving yards, I know Metcalf is back and everyone's kind of making a big deal about it. I think at minimum he draws away the is it Stingler? Am I saying that right? Is that his name? Something like that. Draws him, defensively he draws a lot of attention, so that helps the rest of the players around DK. I think DK maybe makes a big play or two. That 56.5 is probably a pretty efficient line. Right around 50 to 57 is probably right where he finishes. Now, we're hoping he breaks a big one. If he has a 30-yard catch, I could see him going into the 60, 70, 80 yards. But, this Houston defense is really good. So it's not one that I'm just wanting to attack for the sake of action. Really nothing else there. Anytime touchdown, I do kind of like DK. I do kind of like Kenneth Gainwell. Again, though, not just really wanting to flush units. I probably do have like a quarter unit same game parlay where I throw a lot of my leans in there and hope that I'm correct. And by a lot, I mean like 3, 4. But yeah, that's going to kind of, I think, wrap it up for me. I like Woody Marks' touchdown. I spoke with Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier said it's a good bet. Okay. That means the fix is in. The fix is in, apparently. Woody Marks, anytime touchdown. I could see it. Steelers' rush defense isn't great. I know we're on football, but what do we think of Nembhard first quarter points? Has he been announced in? He's still questionable. You just asking if he goes. Go NBA news. Jacoby Walker not on the report. RJ out. Brandon Ingram questionable. That's about all we got. Hey, if you're watching on Twitter, man, drop a like, drop a retweet. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Appreciate y'all helping me grow the brand and helping me grow the page. I appreciate y'all. Nembhard, what was the request on him? First quarter points versus Boston. I don't know, man. No opinion. I don't bet a lot of first quarter stuff. Kind of a newer market. Liquidity still low. Really no opinion there. Although I will open it up to the rest of y'all. We're exactly an hour in. Anything else, or else I'm going to call it. I got a good bit of plays out. Obviously possible I have some late additions, but I like what we have right now. Not seeing anything cool. Let me recap and I'm going to get up out of here. Perfect timing. I've got Sam Merrill over 12.5 points. Cooper Flagg over 4.5 assists. Evan Mobley under 19.5 points. And Luka Doncic 4+ 3-pointers made. That's all for the NBA. For the NFL, I've got 2 plays. Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 receptions and Connor Hayward anytime touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, just 1 unit, not to win 1 unit. And then Connor Hayward is just a sprinkle using a FanDuel boost. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Until then, man, let's